Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Antiquities Engagements. In today's video, we're going to be looking at the Battle of Alesia, one of the most important battles of the Gallic Wars between the Roman Republic, led by Julius Caesar, and the Gallic tribes, led by Vercingetorix of the Arverni. The battle took place in 52 BC around the fortified settlement of Alesia in modern-day France. It would prove to be the decisive engagement that led to the Roman conquest of Gaul. In the year 58 BC, the Roman Republic was led by Julius Caesar, who had just finished serving as governor of the Roman province of Hispania. Caesar was eager to build his reputation and gain military glory, so he launched an invasion of the Gaulish territories to the north of Italy. This kicked off a nearly decade-long conflict known as the Gallic Wars. Over the next 7 years, Caesar fought tribe after tribe to steadily expand Roman control over the region of Gaul. This corresponds to modern-day France and parts of Belgium. The Gallic tribes put up fierce resistance, but were often hampered by rivalries between different internal factions. That changed in 52 BC when a nobleman named Vercingetorix unified the Gallic tribes against their common Roman enemy. Vercingetorix led several successful revolts that expelled the Romans from Gallic towns. This new unity allowed the Gauls to achieve some real victories against Caesar in the early part of 52 BC. Realizing he needed to defeat Vercingetorix to regain control of Gaul, Caesar gathered his forces and embarked on a campaign to neutralize the threat. This set the stage for the climactic Battle of Alesia. Knowing that the coming engagement would not be easy, Vercingetorix and his Gallic forces withdrew to the fortified town of Alesia in central Gaul. This was a strategic hilltop settlement well suited for defense. Caesar arrived in Alesia with his Roman legions and initiated a siege in the summer of 52 BC. Rather than launching a direct attack on the town, he decided to surround it and cut it off from defenders. The Romans constructed massive siege works encircling Alesia. There was an inner line of fortifications facing the town itself, featuring walls and ditches to trap the Gauls inside. Caesar also ordered his men to build an outer line of fortifications on the outward-facing side to keep any Gallic relief forces from breaking the siege. This double wall strategy was a masterstroke that showcased Caesar's military ingenuity. For the trapped Gauls of Alesia, Caesar was content to let hunger and privation do his work for him. But inside Alesia, Vercingetorix was already planning his next move. The siege of Alesia lasted for over 7 weeks, well into the late summer of 52 BC. During this time, the trapped Gauls made several attempts to break out and attack the Roman fortifications surrounding them. Vercingetorix led sorties of Gallic warriors out of Alesia, trying to overrun weak points in the inner wall and escape the Roman stranglehold. However, these attacks were unsuccessful against the disciplined Roman defenders. Inside Alesia, the food supplies slowly dwindled away, leaving the Gauls on the brink of starvation. Diseases like dysentery ravaged the town as sanitation failed in the crowded quarters. Realizing the situation was becoming desperate, Vercingetorix called on his Gallic allies to raise a massive relief force to attack the Romans and lift the siege. Messengers were sent out asking the tribes to contribute 250,000 men to the cause. As the Gallic relief force was mustered, the defenders of Alesia knew they had to hold on as long as possible for the Second Army to arrive and save them from the Romans. In September of 52 BC, the Gallic relief force arrived on the scene outside Alesia, numbering around 250,000 men, according to Roman accounts. This huge army quickly launched an attack on the outer fortifications that Caesar had erected. The Gauls fiercely assaulted the Roman forts and walls, determined to break through and come to the aid of their countrymen trapped inside the town. However, Caesar had anticipated this relief force and made preparations to counter it. He ordered his cavalry and light infantry units to delay and harass the Gallic advance. While holding off the initial Gallic attacks, Caesar stealthily moved his 6 remaining legions into position behind the outer fortifications. The Roman used the walls and ditches for protection as they waited for their crucial moment. With the bulk of the Gallic relief force committed to the attack, Caesar unleashed his hidden legions. In disciplined ranks, they poured out of the gates and flanked the attackers, turning the tide of battle into a rout. Pinned between the outer and inner fortifications, the Gallic relief force disintegrated and suffered heavy losses. Caesar had won a decisive victory, ensuring the defenders trapped inside Alesia would receive no aid. With their relief force utterly defeated by Caesar's legions, the Gallic defenders of Alesia knew that their situation was now hopeless. Food had completely run out, and disease was rampant in the town. On October 2nd, 52 BC, Vercingetorix called an assembly of his warriors and delivered a mournful speech accepting total defeat. After 7 long weeks, Alesia finally surrendered to the Romans. As part of the terms of surrender, Vercingetorix was taken prisoner by Caesar. The Gallic leader was paraded through Rome in Caesar's triumphant victory celebrations 6 years later. He was then executed as a prisoner of war. The Battle of Alesia broke the back of Gallic resistance. The last embers of the revolt were stamped out the following year, firmly establishing Roman control over the region of Gaul. This conquest provided long-term strategic benefits to Rome. It removed the threat of Gallic invasions across the Alps and provided a launching point for further expansion along the Rhine frontier. The incorporation of Gaul also spread Roman culture, language, laws, and customs to those tribes, laying the foundation of the Gallo-Roman civilization that would emerge. The Battle of Alesia was a pivotal moment in the Gallic Wars that decisively shifted the tide in favor of Rome. Julius Caesar's bold strategy and the valor of his legions overcame the numerical advantage of the Gauls. This battle demonstrated Caesar's brilliance as a military commander. His ability to tactically outmaneuver a larger enemy force further built his reputation in the Roman world. For students of military history, Alesia provides a fascinating case study in siege warfare and combined armed tactics. It shows how perseverance, preparation, and discipline can overcome long odds. Thank you for watching this episode of Antiquities Engagements. We post a new episode every Friday, so be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to see more. Your support is greatly appreciated.